Do you think the Rangers need to name a captain on day one of training camp next season, and who do you think it should be?
I don't think they need to on day one, just because Sully's coming in. There's a lot to learn, and you want to, ideally you want it to be a guy that's going to be there for more than 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And so, I like the fact that they went out and got JT Miller for so many different reasons. I love that, Larry. What you like on our conversations, I think we're in lockstep there. The only thing I would just be a little hesitant to is you have to make sure it all works. You have to make sure everybody is pulling on the rope, and it doesn't have to be like, we're not talking about feelings again, but it doesn't have to be easy, or it doesn't have to be just super kumbaya and everybody's having a great time. We're smiling, we're hugging at practice. It just has to work so they can win games. It can be abrasive. It can be an abrasive guy. It can be.
That's JT. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it could be a quiet leader too, because you have some abrasive guys, and then that'll encourage more guys to speak up. You never know. Like, it works in Florida, but Barkey was a great. I can't really say a bad thing about Sasha Barkov, but when it wasn't going great in Florida, he worked harder, he played better, but didn't get the rest of the guys going, and they brought in Matthew Tkachuk. Like, when everything's going great in Colorado, it's because Gabe Landeskog is there, not because Nate McKinnon's going to rip your face off because you either had a cheeseburger or you didn't see him.
You had
on the back door, right? So there's difficult guys to play with when you understand that they're there and they're difficult because they want to win and they want you to be your best version of you. Everything works out just fine. You don't have to name them. You don't have to name him day one in camp. You got a lot. Sully's got enough on his plate right now.
Larry, thoughts?
Well, I would name JT Miller as captain on day one, and they brought him in to be the face of the team.
Yeah,
so name him the captain. Give him a letter. Teams that don't have captains generally are in the early stages of rebuilds. They're young. They don't have players on their team who generally profile as leaders. And if that's what the Rangers think of this group, then they're in way more trouble than I think. They are way farther away from contending than I think they are. If they don't think they have a leader, if they don't think they have a captain in that room, there's something wrong. So I do believe that JT Miller should be named captain. Like, he's the jagged edge face of the team. I mean, they want, and if players don't want to follow him, then they should get out of the way. I mean, and what I would do is, and I understand this is not meant as an insult to anyone, but I would name Trocheck and Fox as my alternate captains, and that's it. One captain, 2 alternates. I understand that Kreider and Panarin and Zibanejad have been wearing the A. Sorry,
Well, what if you want to re-sign?
A,
What if you want to re-sign Panarin? You might have to keep the A on him.
Something tells me that he doesn't really care. Yeah, like, just knowing Artemi, something makes me think that it really wouldn't bother him that much. Yeah. But that's also just kind of my assumption, knowing the person. But I also was going to say, I think Trocheck should be an option for captain too. I just feel like he's a little bit more of a if they wanted to go a little bit more of a softer approach. But I also think we saw from him this past season that he wanted to step into that role. He did things and said things that kind of alluded to him, ushering toward a potential captaincy, I think.